Bay. In a residential area.
The following thoughts on Happy Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. The 2015 recipient of the Best Local Podcast by the Creative Loafing of Tampa. You are tuned in to Happy Hour. Syndicated on IRN and heard around the world on the Happy Radio app. From Chicago to Cleveland to Tampa Bay. You are plugged into Happy Hour.
What's up? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. And for the next hour, my goal in life is to change the way you think about things. For the next hour, I want my rants and my opinions to broaden your horizon. And when I say all phone lines are open, that's when you can call me and we can have an open discussion. That number is 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY, and I will be sure to take your calls in real time. But like I said, listen, when the phone lines are open. But maybe you're shy and you don't feel like giving me a call, but you want to communicate with me, there's other ways, I promise. Get the Happy Radio app from the Google Play and iPhone shop by searching up Happy Radio, Hoppe Radio, and there you can chat me live while I'm doing the show, and you can listen to me afterwards. Also, if you tweet, you can tweet at me, at Ryan Happy Radio, and I will be sure to check it out during my break. And if you're listening on demand, it's ryanhappyradio@gmail.com. You're probably surprised that I'm doing a weekend happy hour. Usually it's like Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays I do it. Well, this time next week, I'm going to be on the Celtic Cruise number 10, and I'm very busy this week, so I don't know how many shows I'll be able to do. And there's some headlines in the news that are really irritating me, really making my skin crawl. And I want to get it out there before it's old news, because I don't want to do this show on Thursday and have it be news from last weekend. So let's get into it. All right. Saw this headline here. It's from the Huffington Post. Absolutely sickening. I don't know what's going on with frat boys and frats in general. You watch old movies like Animal House, and frats have always been wild. They have their dumb initiations, they have their dumb pledges, where they're so macho, and they're trying to fit in, because the people that are in frats were the kids that were on the swimming team or the wrestling team in high school. They weren't that cool. They were like on the B level of being cool. They weren't the quarterbacks or the basketball players, but they were cool enough. They got the girls that were like 6 or 7s, so now this is their time in school to overcompensate and be men, and we have adrenaline, and we like to bang girls and get blackout drunk and have hangovers and do coke, because we're cool. We're frat boys. And it seems like over the years, it's getting worse and worse, because you have shows like Blue Mountain that make frats look awesome. And you have movies like The Neighbors that make it seem like it's great to just get blackout drunk and not remember anything that happened the night before. I see this headline here. It's from the Huffington Post. It says here, read the sexist email that got this University of Richmond frat suspended. A University of Richmond fraternity has been suspended after an email sent by one of its members was released by the campus's newspaper. Man, I'm sure it wasn't a hacking. I'm sure it got out. But emails are the worst way now to send any type of information that you want to keep anonymous. Like, hackers can basically break into anything, but you see people that are in this election that are getting their emails hacked. I'm not saying they got their emails hacked. I'm just saying, if I were to send edgy things or very opinionated things, it seems like in 2016 going on 2017, the whole idea of an email isn't very private anymore. So here's what it says. The school newspaper obtained an email sent by the members of the university's Kappa Alpha Order chapter about a party that was supposed to happen last Friday. According to the newspaper, the email was sent to almost 100 kids. And here's how it begins, this riveting email. These are the future of my generation, the millennials. These dudes are the reason that the media has the clickbait every single day where they think our generation is a bunch of scumbags at parties. These douchebags, these cretins, these sexist pigs are the reason our generation gets so much crap. Here's what it said. Tonight's the night that makes fathers afraid to send their daughters away to school. Let's get it, boys. Yeah! Because we're antisocial and we were average in high school and we didn't get that many girls. So we don't have a personality and we don't have much going for us in life and we have to pay to fit in a frat because we're losers. So the one way we're going to get laid besides our right hand is we have to take advantage of these girls, you know, because we're frat boys. Yeah, we're macho. And we're going to make the fathers afraid that their daughters are in school, even though we would never say it to the dads' faces because they would kick our ass because we're pussies. And I don't like saying that word, but you're nothing more than a pussy and a scoundrel. If the way you get laid is you have to take advantage of a woman, like a cretin. And I used to be really backed up. That's kind of what happened when I joined Rover's Morning Glory was I was all about, let's get laid. I got to get laid. I got to get laid. Of course, I never took advantage of a woman. But I had some really sexual experiences in Cleveland that were really weird. And some here in Tampa. I'm not going to get into it. Like losing my V card to a 49-year-old MILF. Things like that were just weird. And what I realized is I'm my happiest when I don't try to get laid. When I just watch Pornhub.com and if I feel like it and I just go about my day and I try to make it in life as I pursue radio. That's the problem these frats have is they're so adrenaline based. They see all the F parties on Pornhub and they see things in The Neighbors and in Blue Mountain, the show, BMS. They see it on all these other shows. They see Jersey Shore. It seems like the quote-unquote millennials, they're having less sex, as these reports say, but they're very horned up. It's all about, we got to get the numbers in. We got to get the quotas in. We got to bang as many girls as possible. And that's the biggest problem, is with social media and TV and the internet where you can get porn on your phone. Remember 10 years ago, you could barely get a picture on your little razor, and now you can see gangbang porn on your phone. It's out of control. I think we are so sexed up in this lifetime right now in 2016 that that's one of the biggest problems. It's not an excuse for these pussies and these frat boys to take advantage of women. I just think things are getting worse and worse because we're so into sex. And the fact that I've quit trying to get laid, I've never been happier. Got rid of Tinder, Bumble, OkCupid. I've never been better. All right, here is the full email. It is great. Ugh. If I were a father, and if I ever am a father someday, these emails are the reason why I'd be afraid to have my daughter leave the house. Absolutely frightening. Today is the day, boys. Lodge season has officially arrived. We just want to send out a reminder that our theme tonight is America. Roll in your best red, white, and blue. Or be naked for all I care. Just make sure your ass makes it out tonight. Because we getting laid, boys. This is why every country hates us. It's because we have all this freedom and all these great rights in America. But we see it as, yeah, red, white, and blue. Yeah, we got to bang a girl tonight. We got to have her go south of the border on us. Because that's what our founding fathers built this country on. Banging as many girls as possible between the ages of 18 and 22 in college. That's what the founding fathers wanted, was frat boys to take advantage of women. That's why it's red, white, and blue. That's why we have the national anthem, and that's why we have the 4th of July. It's because we gotta get laid as much as possible. Ugh, shut up. Just a quick reminder, it says, make sure you have your spider ID on you so you can get in. This is going to be one for the books. We are going to set a record. We are going to have the night off, so we are looking forward to watching the women get their virginity gobbled away if they haven't lost it already because they're sluts. Let me reread that again. And it says here, 2 names. So this name and this name, which they took from the article, have the night off. So we are looking forward to watching these girls lose their virginities, and we will gobble them up if they haven't lost it already. See you boys tonight. What I love is the media hasn't talked about this. But if this was like an online chat room of like 45-year-old pedophiles saying this about girls that are 20, we'd find it creepy. But because they're 18 to 22-year-olds, oh, they'll figure it out. They're just really horned up. They're just really horny. Boys will be boys. Boys will dress up in red, white, and blue and just go naked and bang as many girls as possible, even if they don't want to. Who cares about consent? Who cares about their feelings? Who cares about the fact that they'll have to go to rehab and therapy because of one night when a little pussy took advantage of them? Whatever. Red, white, and blue, yeah. Scoundrels. Here's the last part. If you guys haven't begun drinking already, you gotta catch up immediately if you want to make it in this frat. Tonight's the type of night that makes fathers afraid to send their daughters to school. Let's get it, boys. Let's bang away. Ay, ay, ay. Where do I begin? First of all, I love how they say, let's drink away. These are the kids that have decent bodies. They were either wrestlers or they were swimmers. And they're the kids that leave school, they graduate, they go on to then go to the 4 years of college. And you see them tagged on Facebook pictures and you go, wow, Jimmy has the case of the freshman 25. I mean, because what happens is they binge drink so much that they then have Taco Bell or they order food because there's that rich kid in the frat that just uses his mom's money to get Chinese food or pizza, whatever the drunken food is for that school. That's what happens with these losers is, number one, they gain weight. Because all they do is they have the freshman 25. We all know kids at our school that ended up gaining weight, and it's utterly ridiculous. Number two, I just love the fact that they are so focused on getting laid. It's like a creepy version of porn, because I thought frats were supposed to be how you make friends and you build relationships for life. It seems like it's nothing more than an F-fest, and it's just a bunch of creepy dudes who didn't fit in that much back in school, and their dads neglected them, or they weren't that cool until they now are in school at the University of Richmond. So this is their time where their parents aren't around, and they're just roaming wild, and they got to get laid as much as possible. Yeah. Here's what the school said about this email. This email contains grossly offensive language, and it says a bunch of behavior that we don't agree with concerning the Greek life with the caring nature of our campus community. As a result, the university has suspended all chapter operations, activities, and events through a thorough look into it. We have also contacted the National Kappa Alpha headquarters and their parents, and to see if their memberships can get revoked. I would love to see the parents' faces when Timmy, who was acting so macho when he was trying to take advantage of women, or whoever wrote this email, they thought they were so cool. When they have to call their home, because the University of Richmond isn't going to call the parents individually. They have to contact their parents and be like, Mom, I got suspended from school. And Mom's like, why? Did you binge drink? Did you smoke weed? Did you do coke? No, we had this pact where we were going to dress up in red, white, and blue, and we were going to take advantage of women. And you might see it in the news, but sorry, Mom. What a waste of money. The University of Richmond's Interfraternity Council says they released a thing regarding the email, and the UR Kappa Alpha Order chapter declined to comment. Of course the frat declined to comment. They were so tough when they typed up this email and hid behind the keyboard. They're so tough when they take advantage of women and they get them blacked out and they have sex with them. They're so tough when they just do all these wild things, but then go home on Christmas or Thanksgiving break and act like they are sweethearts to their parents. But when they are caught in the corner, like a rat in an alley in New York City that's about to get run over, and when these pussies are caught, they don't release anything to the public because you have been found red-handed, pussies. It says here that the email was published just 2 days after UR kids wrote about their experience of campus sexual assault and the University of Richmond's mishandling of their cases on the Huffington Post. The university is also being looked into for a Title IX violation. And that means that 12% of females at UR have experienced sexual violence. That is a very high number. I know it's not like 25 or 50% numbers that we think about a lot. But 12% basically is, if there are 10 girls in your class, one of them has been taken advantage of. That's basically the numbers. Wow. I'm an awkward guy. I'm a strange bird. I am very goofy. But I can promise you that pigs like these guys, imbeciles like these guys, are the reason why I don't go for girls right now. Why I'm just kind of hanging back and trying to make it in radio. Because it seems like girls right now want to be with the bad boys. And these are the bad boys. Because what's weird is I get along with girls that are in their 30s or 40s. And I feel like because I'm so weird, they're intrigued by it. But girls that are in their 20s want nothing to do with me. So hopefully when I'm 30, I'll have more experience with girls and it'll be easier for me to pick them up at bars. But for right now, I'm just going to kind of hang back. Because if this is what my generation is, the quote-unquote millennials, dressing up in red, white, and blue, trying to bang as many girls as possible, I want no part of this. Pornhub.com is good enough for me. Whatever. And I mean, it's just that whole thing, like I said. The Neighbors, Blue Mountain, the TV show, Jersey Shore, MTV. Sex is everywhere, and we just get so horned up. We have porn everywhere, and it just seems like we need to relax and realize that sex is not everything. They should have that at every campus hallway. It says, it's not that important to get laid. Focus on your grades and not getting the freshman 15. That would be the longest sign ever. I'm just saying, there needs to be things that say, getting laid isn't everything. I'm just saying. 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. Twitter is blowing up right now. Someone said, thank you, Hoppy. I'm glad you are speaking the truth. I try. Because right now, I'm not going to rip into the media. Not going to burn any bridges. But right now, we are so focused on Trump and Clinton, because Trump goes on Dr. Oz and releases a page of his medical notes, whatever. Right now, news like this is getting overlooked, but come February 2017, news like this will get covered again. But that's why I am here, to speak my mind and to remind you guys that I will always say it like it is. I also have a message from the Hoppy Radio app. My guy, Jacob Sorolla, who I went to middle school with, and he was in my 4th grade class. He messaged me today and said that my show makes his day. He said that he wanted me to do a show because he was having a bad day, and my show cheers him up. He checked in and said, happy hour. So I appreciate you listening via the app, which you can get in the iOS and Google Play Shop by searching up Hoppe Radio. The phone lines are open. Ring, ring, banana phone. Call me, 856-49-HOPPE. That is 856-49-HOPPE. All right, Facebook Live is blowing up as well, so I will be sure to read your comments as well. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour after this. Do not touch that computer mouse, that iPhone, however the hell you are listening to this show known as Hoppe Hour.
Happy hour.
What is happening? This is Ryan Hoppe from the award-winning Hoppe Hour podcast, and I'm here today to talk about my new sponsor, Simply Prepaid of Gulfport, which carries T-Mobile, Go Smart Mobile, Simple Mobile, and Ultra Mobile.
What do you mean, Ian?
All of their plans are no contracts. You don't have to worry about that.
Explain.
They're powered by the T-Mobile
I'm
network.
intrigued.
They have an unlimited plan for any budget. So maybe you're behind on bills and you don't have a lot of money right now. Your own device or take advantage of their large assortment of handsets. If you bring in your old device from another carrier, you can get a free phone with no contract if you transfer your number from the other carrier. So that is one of the most badass features.
Oh, come on. The Post is the worst website. Utter trash.
They carry a full assortment
Hate
of
the Post,
accessories
dude.
for your tablet or smartphone, and they even do repairs.
I mean, I
Maybe
get
something
prep
is
from there
happening with your
sometimes, but it's
phone
just
and you don't know
garbage.
Who to turn to. Trust me when I say Simply Prepaid of Gulfport is the place to go to, and they even have very convenient cell phone classes. So maybe you're behind on the whole smartphone phenomenon and you want to catch up. Maybe you need to know about it for your new job, or you just want to fit in with all the cool kids. Head on over to Simply Prepaid of Gulfport and they can hook you up with some good classes. If you tell them that Ryan Hoppe sent you, you can get a free gift with any repair or activation. And now you're probably wondering,
I do
how
get
can
the news.
get
I
in
meant the
contact
TV
with
media
such
where
a
most
great
people
deal?
get their news
They are
from.
at
Because most people
5014
aren't looking for news
Gulf
online.
Boulevard
I know
South.
you do.
And if
I know
you
I
where
do. I'm just saying
Gulf
the everyday
Boulevard
American
South is, trust me, it's
turns
not
on the
hard.
TV
When you
and goes
cross
to MSNBC,
49th Street,
Fox
going
News,
west on
CNN.
the
That's what I meant.
22nd
Because I
Avenue
get my
South,
news from
it
online. I
becomes
never get it from
Gulfport
TV.
Boulevard. So it's not
That's
hard
what
to
I meant.
find. It's very convenient. And trust me, Patrick and everybody at Simply Prepaid of Gulfport, they're reliable, they're humble, and they are there to help you out. If you want to call them, it's not hard. It's 727-331-1934. That is 727-331-1934. I'm a man of my word. Trust me when I say Simply Prepaid of Gulfport is the best in the Bay.
From Chicago to Cleveland to Tampa Bay, you are plugged into Happy Hour. Happy Hot Topic.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. Call me right now. Had a long-winded discussion about those douchebag frats from the University of Richmond. 856-49-HOPPE. That's 856-49-HOPPE. The phone lines are open. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio and get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iPhone shop by searching up Hoppe Radio, Hoppe Radio. All right. If you were a fan of the previous show I worked on in Cleveland, you will remember that every time I chimed in for my 10 seconds of opinion, they played the drop, Hoppe Hot Topic. Well, Miles gave me the drop, and I've made a segment out of it. So let's get it going.
Happy Hot Topic. Happy Hot Topic. Happy Hot Topic.
All right, before I even get to my next headline, here's the overall theme about it. And I guess this goes to millennials that use Snapchat or anybody that uses anything with electronics. Nothing is safe anymore. Nothing is private. You have hackers that are breaking into everything. And if you send out a Snapchat or upload a pic on Facebook or Twitter and you get rid of it in a minute, it's never going to ever disappear. It will always be out there. And what I don't get is kids my age, and I'm not acting like I'm better than them. I'm the same age, so I'm just as immature as them. I just don't make the bad choices. I don't get the people who send these edgy or racist or sexist Snapchats, and they don't think it's going to get screenshot, or they don't think they're going to get caught, or they're going to get away with it. I don't get the entitlement where the quote-unquote millennials think that nothing's going to happen and that it's not going to reach the news. Because if you make the news and you have a unique name, every time they look up your name, a future job recruiter or a girl that might want to go out with you, and they type in your name, they will see that news headline that you made for doing something controversial online. Seems like people don't think about that. Like, I got catfished by the previous show that I worked on in Cleveland. So now every time you type in my name on Google, until I make it further in radio, which I keep on grinding for, it shows me being catfished. Has 100,000 views. Some people, you know, like this girl that goes to KSU, this Kansas kid, or this Kansas person, she put up a Snapchat in blackface and gets expelled. A duo of KSU students have been expelled after wearing blackface in a Snapchat that they put up on September 13th. Are you entitled, or are you just a moron? If you think that you can put up a blackface Snapchat and get away with it, you must just live in the nicest house growing up, and your parents must have just been your best friends if you think you're going to get away with that. Or if you think it's a good idea to even put on blackface in the first place. There is something wrong with your brain. There is something wrong with your mindset on life if you think it's okay to do blackface in 2016. It wasn't cool 50 years ago. But if you're a kid that's 22 and you think it's okay to do that, trust me, I am very passionate and very confident when I say you're a moron if you're doing that. All right, it says here, according to KSNT TV, the fiasco began when these kids that go to the school that are 22 years old, Sadie Meyer and Paige Schumacher, shared a Snapchat of themselves in a blackface beauty mask. And let me word what the caption of the Snapchat was in a clean way, because I don't want to say it or even say a clean version of it, because I don't even want to be affiliated with them. To me, if I were to read what the Snapchat said, I'm reporting the news and I'm giving them too much attention. So they have a beauty mask on, and they have blackface on, and they put a Snapchat on it, and they're doing a gang sign with their fingers because they're so tough. They're 22-year-old blondes that go to a nice school. Oh, you're so tough. Go to Milwaukee or Detroit or Chicago and say this thing that you said in the Snapchat to someone's face in the bad part of town and see what happens, honey. I will read the first half of the headline because it frightens me how bad the caption was. So remember, they have on blackface. They're being racist. They have the gang signs in the pose. It says, feels good to be a, and then it's a racist word. So it's feels good to be, there you go, the racist word that we're not allowed to say because it's awful. That's what their caption was. And then they had muscle emojis, 100 emojis, like keep it 100. I sound so white saying that. And then money emojis. Yeah. Paige Schumacher and Sadie Meyer, the two girls that have the combined IQ of negative 30. If you thought this was a good idea, listen, I get that you might think it's cool to say, yeah, we got turned up tonight. Yeah, we are lit. Because it's weird when white kids that are in school say that, but that's innocent. But when you're putting on blackface and you're saying it feels good to be, and then you know how to fill in the blanks, and you have gang signs on your hand, there is something wrong with you if you think that's a good idea. It says here, the image spread like wildfire. It was put on hundreds of Facebook pages and even LinkedIn. That's what I love. It's not like this was 10 years ago where they took a pic and then put it on Facebook where it's hard to snap. Like you'd take it on your, let's say, Razor, and then you upload it. How do these girls not realize that you can easily screenshot a Snapchat or anything on your iPhone screen, and that people weren't going to Snapchat that immediately? Like, girls need to realize that if you Snapchat something risque, not even racist, just risque or edgy, anybody, if you Snapchat something and you even put the time limit on 3 seconds and you think it's just going to go by and no one's going to see it, and it'll just go and it'll be in the internet space, it doesn't work that way, because people need to know this trick that guys do whenever a girl sends an edgy or very sexy Snapchat. What guys do is they load up the Snapchat and they get the alert that they have a new snap. And we all know that if you screenshot a Snapchat, you get the notification, and when you can see who viewed your Snapchat, it's then highlighted in green. So we all know that it's easy to get caught having your Snapchat getting screenshotted. But people need to know about this trick if you want to sometime put up a racist Snapchat, or you're in lingerie and you're a girl, or you're some pothead loser and you're taking Snapchat to you smoking a vape or dabbing. If you put your phone on airplane mode after loading up Snapchat and refreshing it when you pull it down with your finger, you can press the red Snapchat alert, view the Snapchat, screenshot it, and then what you do is you immediately turn off your phone, and then you load up Snapchat, and it shows up again. So it's not like if you put up a Snapchat for 2 seconds, and you think, because you didn't get an alert that it was screenshotted, doesn't mean it went away forever. So you're morons. I love this too. When the girls were talked to by reporters, they said they didn't mean anything by the Snapchats. Now, if you just had the blackface and you weren't doing gang signs, then maybe you could get off easy because people couldn't prove what you were about. But listen, when you have the caption, "It feels good to be," and then it's the racist word, and you have gang signs, it seems pretty clear what you were trying to say in the Snapchat. So when you say this to the news, you come off like a moron, Paige Schumacher. We want people to know that this is not blackface. We did not paint our faces intentional. If that were true, you wouldn't have the caption with a racist word where it says, "Man, it feels good to be," the word. And you wouldn't have your fingers representing a gang sign if you weren't trying to be intentional. And you weren't trying to paint your face intentional. So shut up, you moron. I mean, not that this is a good thing. That word kind of happens in our friend group because we know that everyone is calm. We're a big family, so that word does not offend anyone in our group. And that's the N word I'm talking about. Just because you're pretty white girls and you say it around each other in your little sorority house doesn't mean that the word's not bad. Listen, Paige Schumacher and Sadie Meyer, if you have so much confidence about saying that racist word, go on a little road trip and go to Gary, Indiana, or Camden, New Jersey, or Chicago, Milwaukee, any ghetto, even the bad part of Kansas, and say that word and wear that blackface and do those gang signs to a person that's in the bad part of town and see what happens to you, honey, you moron. It's just a word that we kind of use in our friend group. Oh, are you a dummy? Are you a racist, bigoted piece of dirt? And I would say that to her face, unlike the fact that she wouldn't say that word to anybody in a bad part of town or anybody in general. Because they're wussies. They're entitled morons. After it went viral, a KSU kid made the school's president aware of the derogatory post. The two girls were expelled, and they are seniors. What morons! It's not like you're freshmen, where you might think that the fame and the idea of being out of your parents' house is getting to you. You're about to graduate in a year. You just got expelled, and your name, Sadie Meyer and Paige Schumacher, is being put on blast on a little podcast out of Tampa, and it's being covered on every news site. Your name will always be online forever, you dummies. Here's what the KSU kid said that told on them. In this era, why do we need to keep educating people at a university that's diverse? Do you know what I mean? There's no reason to keep educating people. Well, in a perfect world, that would make sense. In a perfect world, racism would go away. In a perfect world, you wouldn't have to keep pressing this issue. But people are morons. People have parents that are lazy. People grow up entitled. And until we do something about it, which, what is there to do for racism? It's going to be around. It seems like it's gotten better. I'm not going to sit here and say it's gotten better. It's a very controversial subject, so I'm not going to put my opinion on if racism got better or not. I'll just say this. Nothing is really done when you say to the media, why is racism around? I thought it would go away by now. What's going on? I mean, come on. The phone lines are open. 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. All right. If you are an EDM DJ, or you're in a band, or you're a rapper, and you want to have your unsigned music played on Happy Hour, it's not hard, because Facebook Live doesn't want me to play copyrighted throwbacks like I used to, so I'm looking for music to play. Email me, RyanHoppyRadio@gmail.com. I'm not like selective on the music because this is a little podcast out of Tampa, but I will say I'm going to have to play music that's good. I'm not going to play a rap song out of your mom's basement. But if it's good, I'll play it. So it's RyanHoppyRadio@gmail.com. Call the show, 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-49-HOPPY. Also, tweet at me at RyanHoppyRadio and get the Hoppy Radio app in the Google Play and iPhone shop by searching up Hoppy Radio, Hoppe Radio. You can listen to me anywhere in the world. We will be right back on Happy Hour after this. Do not touch that computer mouse, that tablet, however the hell you are listening to this show known as Happy Hour.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
What's up? This is Ryan Hoppe from Happy Hour, and I have a very special shout out to one of the sponsors of this award-winning podcast. Nicholas Seymour from Duluth, Minnesota is the owner of Solis Graphics, which is a badass company that will make you decals. You can buy Happy Hour decals. It's not too hard. For just $4, you can support this award-winning podcast while supporting small business here in America. Or maybe you have a band, a company, a freelancing project, and you want to have your logo made into a nice, badass decal. Nick is down for making deals, and he is very good at negotiating. If you want to get into contact with Nick, it's not hard. Trust me. He will answer your call real quick, and he is one of the nicest guys I know. His number is 330-419-0691. That is 419-0691. Or you can send him an email, soulysdesign@gmail.com. That is soulysdesign@gmail.com. And to check out Happy Hour decals for just $4, go to tinyurl.com/happy hour decal. That is tinyurl.com/happy hour decal. And when you talk to my guy Nick, just say that Ryan Hoppy sent you, and he will give you a badass deal. Trust my word, pimps. Nick Seymour of Solis Graphics is the best around.
Shut up!
All right, call the show. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. All phone lines are open. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. And you can always listen to me anywhere in the world. And speaking of anywhere in the world, we have record-breaking numbers. I don't know where it's coming from, but we have record-breaking numbers in London. If you are listening to Happy Hour in the United Kingdom, in UK, and you are listening in London, because that's the number one city that has listened to Happy Hour since August 10th, because I can see the numbers on Spreaker, email me, ryanhoppyradio@gmail.com. I want to have you on. I find it very unique that it's London. I don't know where that comes from, but I appreciate it. It's very flattering. All right, also, here are the cities that have been listening to Happy Hour. We have record-breaking numbers in Cleveland. And I appreciate you guys reaching out and tuning in, even though I haven't been in that city for a year and a half. Cleveland is a city that gets a lot of hate. But man, are the radio fans of Cleveland some of the most diehard listeners and passionate and very opinionated listeners in all of radio. The same with Tampa. I feel very, I don't want to use the word blessed because that's very cliche. I'm very honored, I'll use that word, that I've been able to work in two radio markets that have such great fan bases because it's helped out this show immensely. Cleveland is great and Tampa Bay is really, really cool. I love every second here. We also are getting listens in Mountain View, California. I never know where these listens are coming from, but it's very, very odd. Wichita. And as I said, London is bringing in 25% of the listens, so I appreciate it. All right, call me, 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. We're about to end the show. I know you're sad. I know my riveting Midwest twang is soothing you. I know my show helps you get through the day. Like my guy Jacob Cirola said that he wanted me to do a show because it made his day. It's very flattering. Been getting people that have said they like when I speak my mind. That's why I do this show, to change the way you think about things, and because I have fun doing it, and I've wanted to go into radio since 4th grade. So all the support from all these cities combined are one of the reasons why I keep on grinding. All right, here's the deal.
About to end, but first, it's time for last call.
Ow! 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 I just hurt myself. God damn it. All right. Call me anytime. My phone number is 847-346. Get it? I almost gave away my cell phone number. Call my voicemail at any time. It's 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY, and you can leave me a voicemail. If you love me or you hate me, it doesn't matter. I will always play it on air for the most part, if it's legible. Email me, ryanhoppyradio@gmail.com. Tweet at me, at ryanhoppyradio. Get the Hoppy Radio app in the Google Play and iPhone shop. by searching up Hoppe Radio, Hoppe Radio. If you're in London, Akron, the ROC of New York, home to the Brother Weeze Morning Show, my guy, or if you're in Tampa Bay or Chicago, anywhere, I don't care, Auckland, New Zealand, you can listen to Hoppe Hour anytime. Spread the word. Hoppe Radio in the Google Play and iPhone shop. Go to my website, RyanHoppeRadio.com, and if you want to watch my Facebook Live videos, but we're not friends on Facebook, but you want to see Hoppe TV, it's tinyurl.com/Hoppe Hour Live. That is tinyurl.com/Hoppe Hour Live. Also, my big fan from San Antonio, Texas, home of the Billy Madison Show, bitches, Lydia says she loves me. How could you not love me? I'm adorable. All right, this show has been brought to you by Solis Graphics out of Duluth, Minnesota. My guy, Nicholas Seymour, makes decals for me, and he's one of the best decal companies out of this whole country known as America. tinyurl.com/Hoppe Hour Decal. That is tinyurl.com/Hoppe Hour Decal. Also, check out Simply Prepaid at T-Mobile in Gulfport. Check out my guy, Tony Spinney, and Patrick McVicker, and Ryan in the tech department. Go there. If you need a cell phone deal, and you want a good smartphone, and you want it on a budget, go there and tell them that I sent you for a great deal. They are at 5014 Gulfport Boulevard South. That is 5014 Gulfport Boulevard South in Gulfport. 727-331-1934. That is 727-331-1934. Also, you know those press shots that I have? That is brought to you by my guy, Joe Sale Photography. So like him on Facebook under Tampa Bay Image Factory. That is Tampa Bay Image Factory. And I will be making him a commercial very, very soon. And to get into contact with Joe, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. If you want to have some really cool press shots or headshots made for you, it's 813-417-2626. That's 813-417-2626. All right, I'm out of breath. This has been Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, saying peace out.
Hoppe Hour.